back. It's a Synod StarCraft League. It's Group D Prime League action here. It's the second series of the evening, of course, and whoever wins this is going to go ahead and join our friend Axiom Impact in that winner's match of the evening. And we'll go ahead and get right into these player introductions. Spotting in the bottom of Vani Research Station, representing Team Kappa, it is your blue Protoss player, PartinG. Actually representing Yoey Flash Wolves, but you know.
Yeah. This opponent spawning in the northern location of the map. Actually, I don't know if he still is a part of Root. You know, the Kappa captain himself, but Team Root, it is going to be the red Zerg player, Hydra. Is Nathaniel still a part of Root technically, or did he end up parting ways with them? Hey, did not even mean to do that one. So,
actually,
did not me. I swear.
But we do have some interesting stuff coming out of Hydra. He's going to go ahead and take that gold. And I think I saw this recently. I'm not too sure who it was.
Was it Snoot?
It might have been. It wasn't WCS America, I'm pretty sure. But he took the gold, and then it was actually a pretty comfortable take for him to take the natural down to the ground before taking that like hidden natural as his fourth. So
exactly,
we'll see if Root Hydra does the same here as PartinG Zealot makes his way across and is going to be seen by Hydra's Overlord.
Yeah, it is walking across the map. Keep in mind, PartinG did go for that gateway into the Nexus and then should drop that Cyber Core anytime, as he does take double gas. So you're not just going to go into the Mass Nexus build or just make a bunch of Zealots. Haven't seen it just yet, though. And, you know, with that gold being, with that base being on the other side, I wonder if... it'll, you know what, I don't think he's going to need too much to deal with this anyway, so even just a queen and a few lings should be able to deal with it, but this is going to be a bit annoying here.
This is hilarious.
Some good micro, though. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
My God.
Drones apparently OP over Zealots. Holy shit. And the ... elicits from
I think
PartinG.
that is a single.
Oh, man, that's fantastic. PartinG a little worried there. But I want to talk about these two players as these four lings come across the map here. Hydra and PartinG, some of the most on fire players right now. Hydra just losing out to Polt, and PartinG losing out to Life and GSL. So
yeah, but here goes. Well, PartinG has been playing a lot of Legacy of the Void too. So but I don't think that really is a big impact. But you know, here come. 4 lings here, and this could be very annoying because there's actually nothing out here. The Cyber Core was delayed, so the Mothership Core is not out just yet. And now PartinG has to deal with these lings, and he should be able to, but this is very annoying. Oh, one probe is going to go down, and another one go down, and it'll be worth it no matter what, because he hasn't got much scouting info. Actually, he did. He even sees the Stargate. So this is perfect here for Hydra.
Yeah, it's a big pickup to see the Stargate, as we have his third is going down. Actually, the typical third location, as these 3 lings are finally getting cleaned up by the Stalker here and a couple more probes. But they saw all that they wanted to see, and they know what they're up against, at least for the early time being, as another sentry is making its way, as well as Warp Gate, pretty standard, nothing too crazy out of PartinG, except, of course, for the Oracle that is about to be making its way across the map. I wanted to talk about one thing, but I kind of forgot. So you said the lings were coming in and they were going to make a big impact, and that was the second time you've made a player
Oh my God!
tonight.
What am I doing with my life today?
I think we need to put a moratorium on the player puns. It's just it's gonna be.
No, man, much. I'm not even. I
mean, honestly, I think the root of the problem is you're just addicted to puns.
Well, here. Coming the Oracle
I'm trying
across
to find
the
a
map.
way to get Hydra into it. I can't. Hydra just.
I don't know. I'm not going down this road, Tyrannus. I'm not gonna go down this road. It's a dark path that not even I am willing to walk.
Sorry, I was just taking a sip of water, getting hydrated.
But whew. Yeah, that was. I think I'm just feeling it today. You know, I'm really in tune with. It's been a while since I've been able to cast the ASL because we have been on a break for so long, and the fact that we are able to get these 2 players, or at least all these 4 players, in this group, it's pretty awesome to kind of kick things back into gear.
And I liked what we saw out of Hydra, throwing out a Hydraless Din, you know, pretty standard out of Hydra. The Oracle didn't see it, so right as soon as the Oracle got out. But now he's going to try and go back in and see what he can get done in terms of harassment. And he is actually going to end up scouting it as he gets his Oracle in range. It seems like he's got it. Did he get it? No, he actually didn't see it. He didn't see it, so
wow, he didn't.
Not seen. That's going to be pretty big. So the Oracle is not actually...
Gold, yeah, of course.
Yeah, he saw the gold, and I mean, now you gotta think, oh, what am I up against? He's gonna go ahead and take it in his third, which might be denied as a bunch of Lings are making their way across the map right now.
Yeah, so what these Lings are going to be able to do a little bit of damage here. The cannon is not done yet. This gateway may get targeted. He might just go for those guaranteed kills instead of straight up at the Nexus, and there he goes, getting both of the cancels there, and now this Nexus is under fire. And where are the units? There's really not a lot out here. There's only a few sentries, and is he really going to waste his force fields here to try to save an already almost canceled Nexus and not even going to bother?
Yeah, and PartinG letting us know that he knows what's going on. He gives us a sigh. It's a little unfortunate for him, but he saw the gold, so he's got to be a little bit worried because he can't really capitalize on that right now, not especially with the units that he has. And I mean, honestly, sentries out in the middle of the map.
Unbelievable, Tyrannus. Unbelievable. Sorry, I had to do it. I'm sorry, I had to do it.
Oh god, it's a throw. Just this one is already screwed up. We can't cast this one. Let's just restart and go home.
Yeah.
Oh man. Wow. Oh, that was good. Okay. Anyway, yeah, like I said, he can't. I don't know. He can make beautiful things work with force fields, but this is a tough map to do it on as he goes ahead and moves out. 3 Stalkers, a lot of sentries. The Mothership Core is going to actually, what am I saying? The Stalkers are getting caught by these Lings out here. Force fields go down to save them, and they will do so. But you know, we're going to see if this push can get anything done at the gold. It's going to be really important that he does because he's a little bit behind currently.
He is behind, and he wanted to make it work so bad. He did not want to lose that proxy pylon. Even saw him force field it, and didn't really get the best trade that he had wanted. But you know, now Hydra has he knows exactly what's coming, and PartinG depends. Where is he going to go for? Is he going to go for the gold? Is he going to go for the other base? Basically looking like he is going to go up here. Usually would call it the third, but it is, well, technically it is the third. So yeah, he's going to go for the third base of Hydra here. And that is a good location to engage for sure. He has enough energy for the time warp, or if he feels like he needs to get on home to his third, he can just recall. So what is he going to go for?
Aren't actually that amazing as the Lings get in on top of these Stalkers. Now the Hydra's coming in, and I think he needs to recall out because this is not going to go very well. In fact, he's
not going to be recalling.
And he's going to go right into the main base of Hydra, force fielding off the ramp, and now losing the Mothership Core, so there's nothing else he can do. He can't recall home. These are eventually going to be cleaned up, but for now, it's just roaches filing out, and that's a lot of sentries. I don't know how much more force fielding he can do. Only 4, actually. 2 of them basically have enough energy to keep this perpetually blocked off, as those drones are going to be targeted down at least. But, I mean, is this enough time? Really, he's trying to buy time now. He's not going to try and inflict game-ending damage as he snipes out the Roach Warren at the very least. Is it going to be enough time, though, for PartinG to really get himself back into this game?
Yeah, you'll notice that he's warping in at home. And a great thing here for Hydra is that, you know, he didn't take that natural first. So there's not, you know, a fully saturated base over there. So this force fielding is pretty big because of the Hive being under fire. And that gives PartinG time if the Vipers aren't going to get out. I believe that Hydra was going for a counterattack, but decided not to do it in the end. And he's kind of just waiting. Usually in this situation, you do want to go for a counterattack because you're not getting up this ramp. There's simply no way until these sentries do run out of energy, and that is apparently right now. And not before the Hive going down. Oh no.
That's huge. It's just in time for PartinG to take out the Hive. Now he's putting his opponent back on 3 bases. But Lair...
Oh my god. Can I say one thing here? It's something big. The Hive has been sniped out. Yeah, PartinG going for the DTs means there's not going to be any Overseers able to be made. This could be the sickest defense of all time with such a 43 supply deficit. So you can continue what it is, but I needed to point that one out because this is going to be kind of not something you would expect.
No, you're absolutely right. And fighting off creep are the Hydras and Roaches, as these Blink Stalkers are going to be able to see what's coming and get out of dodge if they ever so need to. 2 Vipers have made their way onto the field as Blink is just about to finish up, as well as +2 attack for the Protoss player. Is he warping in DTs? He's got a pretty good line of cannons here. That's where we're going to take the fight. 1 Blinding Cloud goes down to the cannons. I don't know if this is actually going to do very well for PartinG. 1 DT being warped in.
Yeah, he might need a few more, but he is sending them over to the economy of Hydra. Doesn't have anything here to defend. There's no Spore Crawler at these bases, at least at the gold. And the lair is only it's so close to being completed, but the DTs will push it away. And now, PartinG is on a 3-base economy, and he hasn't taken any real economic damage. This is a really nice position to be in.
This is disgusting play from PartinG. He gone ahead and targeted the Hive with a push that looked absolutely doomed to fail. And then when he knew his opponent wasn't going to have any sort of detection, at least movable detection, went ahead and made a DT shrine that finished up right when this engaged. And this DT has been following that army since the start of this. They started trekking back, and now, I mean, that DT is going to work on more, and there's finally an Overseer in range. And at this point, the game, you might as well say reset, and maybe even a little bit in terms of PartinG's advantage here. He could probably take a fourth pretty comfortably if he wanted to.
Exactly. He is relying on the Blink Stalkers, and we all know PartinG's Blink Stalker Micro is pretty top class, I would say. And he is taking the fourth at the gold base. This is great because all of the tech essentially had been reset, as you said. The Hive going down before meant that the Vipers weren't able to continue to be made, but Blink Stalkers are still pretty good in that situation. It's not like PartinG is relying only on the force fields, and even nowadays you've seen a lot of the +3 Blink Stalker, a mass amount of them, just doing work even to Roach Hydra based armies.
We do have the upgrade that nobody wanted to see. It's Enduring Locusts coming out, and that's going to be the call from Hydra. This is not a bad map at all for Locusts and spawning, Swarm Hosts, as it were. You know, it's long, straight, and you can really section off the map, but pretty much only 2 lanes that you can go down. Of course, the Zelnaka Tower lane and the opposite lane with that the gold base on the left side of the map. Currently, PartinG doesn't have a real good idea of what's going on. He doesn't have any observers or anything like that. He's got a robotics facility on the way. He might have an expectation for Swarm Hosts, but you know, he just has a ton of Blink Stalkers right now, and
so many of them.
Yeah, and we'll see how many Swarm Hosts really, you know, come out into the field. Unless Hydra might be just getting that upgrade just to have it, but something tells me that he needs to be, you know, making Swarm Hosts really at least make the gas investment worthwhile.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too nervous, expecting that there will be a push from PartinG, as he is on his side of the map. PartinG is looking to get some damage done here, if not try to end the game. But the fact is, he does have that gold base to fall back to, transferring all of those probes from his main, but keeping all it comes in engagement. Not a great position here for Hydra. A lot of the Hydras are at the front, but those force fields, you really don't need that many. And even the Roach Warren may work against Hydra in these engagements as a potential area where there could be an even better concave.
Yeah, a couple things to see before this engagement goes down. Coming out right on the edge of creep. 5 force fields going down, really sectioning out that army pretty well, but the Blinding Cloud's doing the same thing for your opponent. A forward blink, a really aggressive blink. He's kind of in the Blinding Clouds. I don't know if I like that. He sniped the Vipers. That was a great play indeed, but now we've got Roaches and Hydras off creep. More Stalkers getting warped in. I think Hydra knows he's in some trouble, probably needing to back away. A Roach counterattack going down at the third of PartinG, and the cannons are able to clean it up eventually, but the 4 Roaches able to micro back at least a little bit out of range and continue to harass this army.
And they found that sweet spot.
Yeah.
Another aggressive blink from PartinG. Some force fields going down too. And the Roaches and Hydras are trying to find a position, but once again, they are getting blocked by the hatchery, getting blocked by the Roach Warren. And PartinG is a really nice position as well. The supplies are even, but is it going to be enough here? They are both on, looks like no, PartinG has better upgrades, +2 attack to the 1-1. So relatively similar, but that is a lot of Stalkers here.
The forward blink, so offensive, so dirty and aggressive from PartinG. He's using all the great Protoss stuff that you love and hate to see, and GG called. PartinG taking game 1 in an awesome game. That was so stellar.
Back here to the second series of the night. I'm Tempo, joined by Tyrannus, and you're tuned into the ASL Season 4. It is these two players duking it out. This first one, though, is up by 1 game, spawning. In the bottom left, representing Yowie Flash Wolves, it is PartinG. Also a previous ASL champion.
Yeah, that's right. Last season, and taking game 1 in some pretty stellar fashion. I would say he wasn't really super behind, but he was definitely against the ropes there for a little bit and coming up with some pretty innovative play to make it happen. But his opponent, looking to tie things up in this series, is the Red Zerg, spawning on the top right of Overgrowth, representing Root Gaming. It is Hydra.
All right. Well, I wonder what we will see here. I actually did expect Swarm Host a bit. Oh, wow. Well, there you go. Getting that hatchery block here. And how is PartinG opening gateway, it looks like, right? Yep.
Yeah, he almost has the 7
Gonna have to deal with this.
Finished up. Zealot coming out. 4 probes going to work on it. Magic number called from him as the Zealot makes his way out into the map as well. It's actually pretty close to finishing up, and at the same time, he's got an Overlord making his way into the at least observing territory. But this looks like it's going to be handled, right? Yeah.
I think so. He pulled 4 probes for this one. I wonder if Hydra is going to let it finish. I do believe that. I don't know the exact numbers. You'd have to ask like Greetorp or Jack Attack, but you know, you can kill the hatchery before a potential queen can come out and drop a creep tumor. But I think PartinG has it, especially at the time that he had seen it. So this is only going to delay, which is a pretty big deal for a Protoss player. But it looks like PartinG did something to delay himself, as Hydra is taking the kind of awkward natural here, or at least a third base. Perhaps getting that one out to defend
scouted too, isn't it? Yeah, this probe is going to make its way around and see, and I go ahead and confirm that there is indeed a second hatchery. So that's going to be pretty good news, at least for PartinG, to know that it's not like a one base, you know, Roach all-in or something like that. You know, I don't know who would pull that off against PartinG. You know, someone named Scarlet probably, but.
Oh God, yeah.
But
on this map too, right?
Yeah, pretty much. You know, but he's gone ahead and made sure that that's not going to happen. And Overlord actually popped out of that larva there on the low ground for Hydra. So it's like, I mean, you know, he's got another forward observer here at least for a little bit. So
I hope he doesn't lose it though. Yeah, he has to be very careful.
Uh-oh.
But you know what? You do see this sometimes in like the rehatch before a pool, where you take the farther hatchery first in order to get that creep spread over. You get the queen out, and you're able to start spreading to connect the bases to make it a bit easier. Because of course, all of your main production, at least for this stage of the game, will be coming from the main, especially queens. So that could be, he could have done it intentionally. But he now has to deal with this though. Double zealot with the stalker coming as well. And this is before the creep is connecting here, Tyrannus, so...
Yeah, that's pretty something a little awkward to deal with, and you know, if there's a guy who loves to do this type of stuff, it is PartinG, of course. He'll just send a Mothership Core, a Stalker, and a Zealot over and make magic happen. So, 2 probes and a Sentry here trying to deal with these 2 Lings back home to deny his natural, at least for a little bit. They might get a Scout in. That would be pretty nifty.
They're going to get it.
Mothership
Core, though.
He's just going to confirm the existence of an extra gateway, which against PartinG is going to let you know that you're going to experience more gateway pressure.
At least 3 gates, and that gives Hydra at least prompts him to look around the map for that proxy pylon. Although it's not a full 4 gate, that can be pretty devastating. It will. Oh my God, it is actually. Never mind. Yeah, I don't know if he saw the bottom one though. Yeah, of course he did. And yeah, it will be a 4 gate. Straight up, we'll see if he commits heavily to it. Speed is already done. Production is just now starting to get underway, and drones are on the way. So this could be a little bit bad if this does snowball, but it doesn't look like it is going to just yet.
The Lings were able to get it pretty early. They caught the probe at least. 2 Stalkers and a Zealot able to live with the help of the Mothership Core there, and now it seems like they're just going to try and come and snipe these forward pylons. Speedlings making their way around a little bit, maybe trying to get back home a little bit. But 2 Zealots on the way, warped in with this unit. 22 Lings just about to pop out. That's the call from Hydra to deal with this. And you know what? You never want to overmake Lings in face of drones, but against PartinG, sometimes you can't be too careful.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely be very careful on how you do manage this, because if you do overmake him, then the Protoss can just recall home, and then you're infinitely behind because it's so hard to break through. But it looks like Hydra's just going to go for that now. Maybe force the recall with the run-by. But that is... PartinG says, I'm not going home. He's going to go right for this 3rd. Even more. 26 more Lings are on the way. This is just a lot of Lings coming out of Hydra. He's just going to rely strictly Lings. So with this many Lings, he should be able to clean it up eventually. As he do not have the +1. These Zealots don't. It just depends on how much economic damage was done, quote-unquote, by not making them into drones instead.
Yeah, you can, of course, use them later on, but it's never really what you want to do if instead you want to be getting your economy up and running. 2 more drones, or 2 more Zealots, are going to get themselves in as good a position as they possibly can to start going to work on these Lings. Lings finally do take care of them as they're getting rid of the rest of these forward pylon locations. Mothership Core, of course, not troubled by Lings. They only attack ground units. Not going to be able to get that guy for now, and he's just going to keep getting free kills here. He's up to 8, or wow. She is, rather. And you know what?
Yeah,
all those Lings are now dead. Like...
That is the big issue, I think. Like, the fact that they are all going to die here. And PartinG continuing to warp in. This is really brilliant, I would say, by continuing to warp it in, not allowing that pylon to go down. And the fact that Hydra is, like, really committed heavily to it. That was... I wasn't sure if he was going to really go hard on that pylon, but it looked like he did. And there's still 2 Zealots there. So... I don't know. Is this going to be like some kind of 2-base?
Well, we've got an Immortal, so knowing
I mean,
knowing PartinG,
I didn't want to.
knowing PartinG, but yeah, finally getting that forward pylon there, Ling's out on the map, and I mean 6 Roaches on the way as well as +1 missile attacks for our Zerg player and Root Hydra. 1 Immortal, another on the way. Got only 1 Sentry, so you know we'll see if he goes to decides to go full PartinG, a 3rd Immortal, no more Sentries, but Immortals do pretty well against Roaches.
Gateway number 2.
It's looking like it, isn't it?
Man.
Choo-choo.
Yep, I think so.
Incoming Soul Train.
7 gateways in total. 7 gate Robo, if he's able to do it. You know, I feel like Hydra. Does he make in a Hydra den? I didn't see it. Yeah, he is. So he has the tools in order to deal with this. He knows who he's playing against, but the creep spread is really not that great just yet. You can even see these Overlords trying their best to, I guess, simulate a creep spreading queen, and you know they do it pretty well. But it's all about the timing and when PartinG decides to hit. Is Hydra gonna have enough out?
2 things here right now.
Spines is great too.
Yeah, two things here right now. There's no forward pylons on the map, so he's gonna have to make those as he goes. It's gonna be a little bit harder to reinforce, as well as not having that War Prism. Now it's just coming out, and he's gonna actually be able to do some micro action with the Immortals. Second thing, Ling's gonna go ahead and do a counter run by in Roaches as well, so that might make PartinG think a little bit twice. That Mothership Core is going to see what's happening, but his army's all the way across on the other side of the map. He's going to definitely have to deploy Photon Overcharge, and he's going to send away the Lings and the Roaches. Now, definitely, I think it's going to be, pushing with this Immortal Sentry and 1, 2, 3 Zealots, it looks like. 2 Zealots and a Warp Prism, so let's see if we can get this done.
All right, well, he goes. He force fields out the Hydras. They don't have the range just yet, but it just did complete. Lings did try to get a bit of a surround, but they forced out even more force fields on the backside. And PartinG, you know, he's on creep now, and don't see that Observer here just yet. There was one in production, but it's not across the map yet. It's on the way, and it will be here soon. Oh, man, Hydra has a chance to make a really big flank if he does go in at exactly the right time without getting force fielded into his 3rd. He has to try to make it work as best as he can.
I think PartinG thinks he can just go ahead and make it happen with his micro. He's going to have that War Prism set up to be able to take those Immortals up and down. Force fielding out the majority of those Hydras. 2 force fields is going to be enough as is. Go ahead and pick it up a Sentry to live, getting the maximum efficiency out of these units. Root Hydra up to 146 supply. He's got a bit of a supply lead, about 39. 8 more Lings, 9 more Hydras, 10 more Hydras, and grooved Spines, of course, finished up, so he's got the range. Muscular Augments, of course, which is the speed for Hydra, is about to finish up as well. This is going to be super key, but the force field's going down, sectioning out the army as best as he can. Ling's getting in on top of the Stalkers. Actually, as much of a concave as you will ever see, and this doesn't look like it's going the way of our PartinG Protoss.
I wouldn't say so. The Warp Prism getting sniped even too, and that flank coming at exactly the right time. Yeah, Hydras are going to be able to deal with these Immortals incredibly well. Stalkers are just getting treated. Oh, GG will be called. Hydra.
Wow.
Ties up the series.
All right, ladies and gents, welcome back. It's the last game of this best-of-3 series between these 2 great players. Of course, it's PVZ going down for you. It's Catalina, so we're going to get right into these player introductions. Spawning in the 9 o'clock position on Catalina. Repping the red trunks, it is your Protoss player, PartinG.
Right. And his opponent, bringing it back, showing that he's not going to just get stomped out. It is going to be the root representative, the Teal Zerg player, Hydra. And PartinG is doing what most of the chat is saying not to do.
PartinG's doing it.
That is most likely the Cannon Rush. As 2 probes are on the map here.
He's going
that are both
PartinG.
seen also by Hydra.
Yeah, the Overlord saw it, and so now they should know what they're up against. The drone's going to come down here just to check to make sure, and is actually a couple drones pulled. I think they know what they're up against, and the full off is not completed. Almost died. Almost lost his life for that. But of course, he's going to make his way up into the main, and well, as soon as he gets the position he's capable of, he's going to go ahead and throw it on a cannon.
Yep, and I think it's very important that Hydra saw both of the probes. He sent out both of his Overlords and was able to see the probe on the north side as well as the one that was on the west side. But PartinG is still committing to this, and he's going to lose that probe.
It's huge, and he's not going to be. He's sending another one out instantly to try and get that extra. He lost both probes. There are
lost both of the
probes here. That's it, right?
Yep.
No, that's all she wrote. If he can handle this,
He's gonna let all of this finish.
2 more probes coming out. That's it. That's GG. Root Hydra defending a cannon rush. Gonna go ahead and get into the winners match versus Impact. We're gonna see a ZVZ